Now, you may ask yourself this question that says, okay, but what about the time that someone spends writing grants? Let's say somebody is 100% research and they work entirely on their projects, like that's it, they don't do anything else. What happens if they're writing a grant, right? That counts as work that they're doing. What does that fall under? So if someone's 100% of research projects and for neurosurgery, let's say, and they're writing grants, then aren't the grants that they are currently on paying for that PI to write and submit a grant to another sponsor? And the answer is technically yes. And that's why a lot of organizations will have a buffer space in their policies and procedure statements that says that that portion of effort on an investigator's report needs to be compensated for by non-sponsored funds, and that's sort of meant to be a good faith action to cover those non-research activities. Now, what's really interesting is if you look online, you don't often find people giving like hard numbers. So the University of Wisconsin says faculty are expected to engage in a lot of activities, including non-sponsored research. The department is responsible for making sure that their effort does not go over 100% and that they have space available to write. Washington University in St. Louis, they don't actually give you a number to say, this is how much space and an effort you need to have. They say use your best judgment. Other organizations do have like a percentage number, which is really interesting, is that I've not found it publicly printed, but I do have worked at organizations that have like an actual published number for internal use so that the people who are sort of managing the grants know. But when I looked online, what I found is that the general policies available to the public, at least, were very vague in terms of how they define that little space for writing grants and doing other things, and how it's done. So I think that is on purpose. I think that is on purpose. So that's something to just keep in mind. The thing to do would be to find out what is your organization's best practice, and what do you need to do to ensure that your PIs are being compliant. Now, if your organization does not have that buffer requirement, then you may want to ask your manager about how that challenge is being addressed in your organization, because it is a challenge. Regardless of whether you have the requirement or not, that challenge still exists.